working with linear regression.
All right, let me get the quiz open.
Oh yeah, and when I was doing the preparation material, um, I got stuck a couple of times, but the video goes back through it very well.
Which
So
one? One for the lesson or the one for the question and answer thing?
the one for the lesson.
Okay.
So basically, I
I'll
got
do that first, and then I'll read the. That was helpful when I went back with the scatter plots and stuff. I did the book first and hadn't gotten to the videos, and I think for the rest of the semester, well, we've only got like a lesson left after this one, but
yeah.
I'm just going to do the videos first and then look at the book.
Yeah, the videos, they share all the same information, but I'm able to understand it a little better.
Yeah.
You just
Well,
kind of get.
this has been one of those classes that I wish. Most of the time, I don't mind that I'm doing all of my stuff online. This is one of those classes that I wish I had an actual time with a teacher, because at the end of class, it would be one of those ones where I might stay for 10 minutes or 20 minutes with the TA afterwards, asking my questions to make sure I understood. Because it's not automatic for me.
Yeah, well, what's funny is for me, this has actually been one of the best online classes I've ever taken.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I'd say like I rated the class itself, and I think this one's probably better organized, and
I must be lucking out. Until 2 semesters ago, all of my classes were super well organized. The only ones I started having trouble with accounting, and that one, half of it was the organization, and half of it was a brand new teacher who'd never taught online before. I ended up dropping the class because I was doing so poorly. I took it the next semester with a different teacher and did so much better. But he was doing a whole lot of extra stuff, not just like he would post jings once or twice a week that went along with what was going on, and he would leave himself available for questions. And whereas the other one, nothing.
they just didn't know what was going on.
It was just the book, and I was like, "Hey, I really need an instructor this time."
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey,
Sorry, I'm super late. I just got your messages.
oh, you're good.
We were hoping you just thought it was 3 instead of 2.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know we were supposed to meet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, that was kind of like what I did at work this morning.
Oh no.
So yesterday, it was the first day I went back to work after the holiday, and we, instead of running ground volume and air volume like we've been doing for about a month, I knew that we were just going to run air volume, and it was super easy. And I wasn't, but then I started thinking about it yesterday afternoon. I was like, what's our start time tomorrow? And I texted my boss, and he gave me a vague answer. Eventually, I got the time 4:45 out of him, and I thought that was my start time. But apparently, that it wasn't. I was supposed to be there at 4, and then the sort actually started at 4:45, and so I had my alarm set for 4, and so I woke up and I saw the text from him that he sent after I went to bed, saying 4 o'clock tomorrow. I'm like, oh man, I'll be there. I texted him and said I'll be there soon. I got there at 4:20 without breakfast.
Well, I was gonna say, when they're not clear about when you're supposed to be there in the first place, it's kind of not exactly all your fault.
Yeah, well, I kind of procrastinated. Like the thought kept going across my mind, like text him about start time, and I was like, oh no, I got to do school. I'll do it later. Before I knew it, it was 9 o'clock. I was like, man, I hope he's not already in bed.
Oops.
But yeah, I didn't know I was supposed to be at work at 4 o'clock this morning.
Okay, Anetic, I am completely not as prepared as I should be because I ended up taking my husband to the airport and it took like 4 times longer than I thought it would. So I'm going to apologize right now for not pulling my weight today.
So you guys haven't started the quiz or anything?
Nope.
Okay.
No. Just open it now.
We can do it together.
Oh, there are 15 questions to this quiz, not 10.
That's better.
Are you all ready for number 3? Question 3?
This is math I have not done in a long time. All right, given the linear regression equation y equals 2.0 plus 1.5x, what is the y-intercept?
So in this case, it would be 2.0. Because it's the same equation that you use for the the intercept formula.
So like,
So in algebra you use y equals mx minus b, and for some reason they just change it a little bit. So b, or where the y-intercept would be,
yes.
is put in front of where the slope would be, and then they just plus it. They add it instead of subtract it.
Okay,
then,
so we've got, because they flipped it, we've got y equals b plus mx.
yeah. So 2.0 would be the y-intercept.
Yep, I agree.
No, I understand. You're not going to be using it right now. Go play with your cousins.
We're having an issue.
Okay. So that makes the slope 1.5 for 4.
Yes.
Okay, and basically for number 5, we just plug in 16 and solve for y.
Okay, plug 16 in for x. I get it.
So I get 1.
That's what I got.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
And it says round to 1 decimal. Do you think we need to put a decimal place in there? 1.0?
Since it says that, I would suggest following the directions.
All right. For the next 7 questions, use the data file, math self-efficacy.
The confidence data for the explanatory variable and the score data as the response variable.
The whole reason that they switch the parts of the y-intercept formula is so that you can add more variables later on. Right now we're only dealing with one x and one y, but if you're looking at a statistical problem with multiple variables that affect one thing,
Mm-hmm.
then you'd want to be able to add those variables.
Okay, so confidence data goes in for X. Does that mean the score goes in for Y?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh shoot, I don't remember how to do that cool thing where you just highlight all of it. It was Control, Shift,
down arrow.
down arrow. There we go. Just have to remember to. Okay. It's freaking awesome. I have to remember that forever. Do we have to reorganize any of it for the scatter plot business?
No, I
Tell
think
it to sort or anything?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. It looks pretty hot dog shaped to me.
Yeah. All right, based on the shape of the scatter plot you produced in the last question, what can you say about the appropriateness of using simple linear regression to model these data?
I would say it's appropriate.
I don't see any significant outliers. So I think I agree.
Yeah. Basically, if it's not a line, then you can't use simple linear. You have to take the next course.
So for 7 would be A.
Yes, that's what I'm putting. How many observations are in the data? That's a good question. It probably says how many observations.
I see 142 at the bottom of the X and Y. Is that what we're talking about?
I think
Actually, I have to take, so 142 minus 3, so 139.
And up at the top in the explanation, it says n equals 139. So yeah, I think.
Okay.
The exact count says 139. So it should be the same, right?
Yes. Where does it say that on the chart? R, S, T, B, Y slope. You said it says n equals 139? Where does it say that?
In the data Excel sheet, they're in the comment section just to the right of the data. But here's the thing, they were each...
I don't have my page big enough. Maybe that's why I can't see it.
So there's 139 students who took a 30 multiple choice test, and each of... I don't know. I don't think they would get that complicated. I think it's just the number of students that they tested.
Yeah.
And I'm still totally not seeing it. I will just have to go back and find it later. All right. 9, what is the y-intercept?
So if you,
It shows on this page, doesn't it? Y-intercept B sub O is 18.690.
Yes.
where did y'all find that? I have B.
On the t-test for linear regression.
Yeah.
So the first thing says confidence level. The next thing says model summary. The next box, you got model y dash intercept in parentheses B sub 0, excuse me. And then just to the right, B is 18.690.
Okay, I got B equals 1.296. Maybe I didn't use the right data. Okay, so I put in the scores as the X variable, and then the confidence as the Y interval. That's what y'all did.
Yeah, that's what we did. That's
Why
what
is mine so off?
No, I put because I thought it told us to do the confidence rating
for X.
X and the score is Y.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
Okay, I did the opposite and got 1.296.
That's why you're backwards.
Okay.
Yeah, up there at 5 or 4 or whatever. No, 6. Up there at 6, it was telling us to do the confidence as X and the score is Y. All right, so what is the slope? And then underneath the y-intercept, it says slope equals 12.695. What is the predicted value of y when x equals 4? All right, let's go back up to there. Okay, so basically just using the stuff on here, y equals 18.690 plus 12.695 times 4. Am I reading that right?
Yes, I believe you're right. We just plug in the number like you did before.
Okay. I came up with 69.47. How about you guys?
I use the Excel spreadsheet where it says below the y-intercept and slope, there is an X, and you just enter the number.
Oh.
Oh, smart.
And I got 69.47 rounded to decimal places.
Okay. So my math was right, but use what's available because they may want us to have it at 3 decimal points. What does it say? Around to 3 decimal points.
Okay.
So 69.469.
Yeah.
The
I need to put that
The confidence data resulted from students evaluating their confidence for each question on a scale of 1 to 6. What is the maximum predicted value of y for these values of x? Because there is a positive correlation, we can use the largest x value to find the largest predicted value of y.
So do we change x back to 6? So on the spreadsheet, when I change x back to 6, it changed those prediction interval for y's to, so the largest one would be 117.445. That's the upper boundary, I guess. No, confidence. Maximum predicted value of y. There we go. Prediction interval for y. The farthest right box is 117.445. Is that what they're looking for?
But that makes sense.
What do you think, Kinetic?
I think so. What you guys are saying there is a interval, right? So
where you just had us change the x is 4.
Yeah.
I changed it back to 6, and it changed all those numbers going across. And so in the same level where it says x, all the way to the far right, it says prediction interval for y. And the upper number is 117.445. When I change that number back to 4, the x is 4, it changes those numbers.
Okay.
So if they're telling us to make x as 6, which is, I guess, the largest interval of x whenever it is they're talking about.
So x is the largest value?
Yes.
6? 6 is the largest value?
That people choose on the test.
In the data we were given, 6 is the largest. Okay.
It says that, so for question 12, the confidence data resulted from the students evaluating their confidence for each question was on a scale of 1 to 6. So they couldn't go any higher than 6. And then they're saying, what is the maximum predicted value of y of these values of x? So we put 6 back under the x, and it's naming it prediction interval for y. So I would think 117.445 is what they're looking for. Round to 3 decimal places. Does that sound right?
It makes sense to me.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's it.
Awesome. I'm helping a little bit.
Yeah, I would have had no idea what to do with that.
All right.
I don't remember that in the book. So
How many? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
So 13, how many explanatory or independent variables are present in simple linear regression?
One. Because any more than that, I think, is complex.
Okay.
Because you're just dealing with one x and one y.
How many response, quote or parentheses, dependent variables are present in simple linear regression? 1. 1x, 1y. A company in South Dakota manufactures hard hats used in the mining industry. They record measurements on all the hats they produce for quality control and planning purposes. The measurements they collect include hat size, circumference of the hat, and lengths of the major and minor axes. Meaning the company wants to predict size of hat given the circumference. What is the response variable? I don't even know what I just said. All right.
So the response variable is the one, like it sounds, that responds to, basically you act and then there's a reaction. You choose something and then, like they have an example.
Looking for because like if you choose the size of hat, that's going to affect the circumference of the hat. So the response would be the circumference of the hat. Because like what size hat fits me is going to be different from what size hat fits you. So we'll pretend I'm a 15 and you're a 16. If I choose a size 15 hat, then it's going to be a specific circumference. If you chose a size 16 hat, it's going to be a different circumference. I'm talking out loud. Tell me if I don't make any sense.
Well, I don't quite get this example, but I understood one in the book where they refer to the manatees being killed, or what's the proportion of manatees killed per 1,000 motorboat registrations issued in Florida. And so the response variable is the number of manatees killed, because you look at the increase of the motorboat registrations, and then you see if the manatees and the result is more manatees killed or not, and if those are positively correlated. So that example makes sense to me, but I can't quite wrap my mind around this one yet.
So I think the independent is the size of the hat, and the circumference, it's one of the dependent variables.
Yes.
So it has to be A or C.
I thought.
I think it's C.
The measurements they collect include hat size.
So the explanatory variable is the size of the hat. The response variable is the circumference, because it's like paired data. Once you pick the size of the hat, the circumference is going to come along for the ride. So that's the response.
Yeah.
Or
I agree.
maybe they make the hat, and then according to whatever circumference they produce, that determines the size. So the size would be the response.
I don't think so. Because some people have like
Select include hat size.
Yeah, I just don't see how this is a valid. I mean,
All right, Anetic, so which one do you think it is?
I think it's C.
the size of hat, because it is being used to predict circumference.
Well, like when you guys buy church shirts, the size of your neck is used to predict what size shirt you want. So
Okay.
for a 15.5-inch neck, that's going to get your shirt size.
Okay, if we read the question again, where it says meaning, the company wants to predict size of hat given the circumference. So if we're trying to predict the size, then
From the circumference.
Yeah. So
So the circumference is the given, and then they're predicting the size of the hat.
yeah. So size of the hat is X and circumference is Y.
So then maybe that's D, circumference, because it is being used to predict the size of hat.
Yes.
Okay. Don't do it. It's wrong.
It's wrong.
It's a trap.
The company.
Hmm. How about the other ones? How did we do?
We got 12 wrong.
12 wrong?
Number 12, number 15. The rest are right.
So 12 and 15?
Yeah. 12 was my 117.445.
So I think we had to use the number that we get predictor number instead. So you have to put 6 under X, and the predicted number would be the largest.
Oh, so the 94.859?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right.
I remember using that cell during the class.
Okay.
So then with 15.
15, which one? Size.
Originally I was going to pick B when we first read the question, but
The company wants to predict size of hat given the circumference. So the circumference is the given.
Yeah, so the size of the hat is the response.
so the size of the hat because it's the variable being predicted.
Being predicted.
Yeah, I think so.
It would be A.
I'm going to try that. I've only submitted one, so let me see if it's right. Well, this will be my first submission.
Yep.
That is correct. Okay, that makes a little more sense to me.
Yeah, that was confusing.
Well, if you think about it in English, whenever you say, oh, that's a given, that's something that is the way it is and you can't change it. That's a given. And then given that one thing, then something changes or could respond to it.
Yeah, so I can't change the size of my head, which is the circumference.
That's a given.
And whatever the given is, which is the circumference of my head, that's going to give me the size of, like, I can't wear size 6 shoes. my feet are size.
Yeah, so that kind of makes sense. So it's whatever you can't change, that's the given, and then anything else that changes according to that. It's like the way that with the manatee example.
Yeah.
So motorboat sales went up, that's a given. That you don't change that, but you're trying to see what changed because of the increase of motor boat sales, which would be,
More manatees were killed
yeah,
because there were just flat
Okay.
out more boats in the water.
yeah,
All right.
interesting. Well, we did good, Laura. That was pretty good for not having read the chapter.
Haven't done anything yet? Yeah.
Yeah,
Except for send my husband home. Yes.
well, cool.
Be a lot-
Should we meet?
Do we need
should
to
we
meet
meet-
for
Yeah, I think we need to meet to do our project. Describe the
Mm.
data.
I think we should meet tomorrow if we can, so we can talk about it. And if we have to meet again, we have Saturday to do that. But can you guys hear me?
Yeah, it's just it's kind of going in and out. I'm not sure what's going on. All right. Can we do it maybe in the morning tomorrow? Or is afternoon better for you guys?
I think I can do anytime. Up to you.
I work until about lunchtime,
Okay, so
so that would be 10 o'clock Mountain Time, 9 o'clock your time. So yeah, that would be morning. So I could. What if we were to do 11 o'clock Mountain Time?
That works for me.
Would that work for you, Laura?
I'm having a hard time hearing her.
Yeah, I think our connection is breaking up.
Maybe she can type.
oh, and you're back.
Okay.
So would 11 o'clock Mountain
Okay,
Time
so-
work for you?
I'm sorry, when?
11 o'clock Mountain Time.
Sure, I can totally do that
Tomorrow.
tomorrow.
All right. And I looked at it. It looks like we have some writing involved. We have to describe the data in a paragraph and then come up with a few charts to help visualize our data.
Okay.
Together on Excel tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully we can do it in like an hour.
If you got to take off, I bet Anetic and I can work on finishing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, guys.
I'm more open tomorrow. And I'll see if I can get my act together with this week's worth of stuff. Is it the final the end of next week, or is it just exam 4?
I think it's the final exam, and then we have our project to work on after that.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a final exam.
Sweet. Because I am feeling so ready. Sorry, sarcasm. Not helpful. All right, guys. See you tomorrow,
Okay.
11 Mountain.
Sounds good. See you guys.
Mañana.
Bye.
Mañana.
Adios.